worst possible thing you could say when you walk into a car dealership. I spent 5 years with Mercedes-Benz, 5 with General Motors, and the worst thing a person could say when they walk in is, if you could just get me to this payment, we got a deal.
So your loan's probably still like 19, which means you got to pay to get out. You're upside down. It's called negative equity.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to episode 7, I believe we're on, of Car Shopping Questions and Answers. We're live. Today is Thursday, 3 p.m. If you're watching this right now, then you are live. What we're going to start doing is we're going to start letting you know, because we do rebroadcast these shows all day, so you can, catch up on them. You can send friends and family to watch the rebroadcast, but right now you are actually with us live. So welcome. If this is your first time here, can you type a 1 in the chat? Shout out to the first time people. I just want to see how many people are new. You've never seen me before. You've never been on a live show. Okay, Troop Chat, I see you, Troop Chat. Good to see you. I always like to know, because most of you probably have never been on a live with me before. What's up, Black Hummingbird? Great to see you. So hold on, I got Instagram on my phone here. And as you come in, first of all, I want to introduce myself, because you don't know me. My name is Deshone. I go by Deshone the Auto Advisor. I spent 14 years in the car business, 5 with Mercedes, 5 with General Motors, and 4, I ran my own brokerage. Now what I've been doing since 2020 is showing you how to get below market car deals on purchases, leases, used cars, new cars, everything from home. I'm the author of the book, the digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. And during the show, for 30 minutes, as part of our welcome offer, you can get your copy for 75% off. It's normally $97, but in my TikTok bio, in my Instagram bio, and in the comment section, you can grab your book. You won't leave the broadcast, so you can make sure you get there before the countdown, but you'll still be here tuned in with us. So I want you to start typing your questions, and then Dolan, who's moderating, is going to pull them into the show, and we'll answer them one by one. Okay? Start typing your questions. I see we already got one from Michelle here on TikTok. Bounce back. Type your question on Instagram. I see you. Type your question in. And could everybody who shares, share? I'm only talking to the sharers. I know who y'all are, and I'm talking to y'all. Shout out to the sharers. And I'm still trying to find out. I might do a giveaway once a show for the sharers only, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to see them. So I got to figure out, maybe you screenshot that you shared, and we trying to do something special for y'all above and beyond, because we can't grow this show without y'all. The ones who tell your friends, the ones who invite your friends, the one who tag your friends, the one who hit those share buttons. Appreciate y'all. So we got something coming for y'all very soon. Okay? So pull the first question, and Dolan, let's get the show on the road. Okay, this one from TikTok. Leasing and maintenance versus purchasing and maintenance. Great question. So with a lease, most times all you're doing is oil changes, tire rotations. If you got a luxury vehicle or import luxury vehicle, maybe they require like a brake fluid change. Like when I worked for Mercedes, you had a service A, service B, service A, service B. That's how it usually rotated. And the service B was, brake fluid change, but it's pretty cut and dry because it's a new car. So versus purchasing, then you're talking about long-term maintenance. Then you're talking about, which if you got a good car, you're usually still doing those things up front. But as you own it long-term, now you're doing things like, you're doing the recommended maintenance. So you might have a 60,000 mile service, a 80,000 mile service, a 100K service. These are all things that come in the maintenance book. And with a lease, 99 times out of 100, we're not doing that. So, you know, it's I'm not going to say we're not doing that, but whenever I lease, I'm not doing those services because we're out of the car way before we ever hit that mileage. So big difference. All right, go ahead. Next one, Dolan. Let's go. Black Hummingbird, and y'all forgive me because I got a little something trying to jump on me, but I'm just gonna flush it out. Praise the Lord, and we gonna get through this. So y'all see me all congested, it's because I am, but we good. My car was totaled in an accident. Sorry to hear that. How long should I wait before I get another one? How long can you wait? You know, I'm not a fan of shopping with my back against the wall, but I'm a fan of, you know, if are you going to be in a rental car? Are they giving you a rental? Sometimes you only have 30 days with the rental before you have to pay. I don't know if you have a backup car, but you know, that's going to depend. So what you need to ask yourself right now, because you have to replace that car eventually, I want you to ask yourself, and everyone on here, I want you to answer this question: how many years are you keeping in that car that you're buying? Well, first of all, who's shopping for a car now, or you will be in the next 12 months? Type me in the comments. If you're shopping right now, like Deshone, I'm in the market right now, or you will be in the next 12 months, type me in the comments. Okay, I see you on TikTok. Anyone shopping for a car? Michelle, she's shopping. Okay, if you're shopping for a car right now, or you will be in the next 12 months, type me in the comments. All right, Black Hummingbird. Yep, I see you. El Rel on YouTube, I see you. Jesus on YouTube, I see you. All right. The first question I want y'all to answer, everybody, is how many years you're keeping the next car? How many years are you keeping the next car? This is very important because this is the buying versus leasing question. How many years are you keeping the next car is the buying versus leasing question. So your Black Hummingbird, when you shop, is going to depend on how long you have. If you got a backup car, then there's no rush. If you don't have a backup car, then you need to find out, are they giving you a rental? You know, because that's going to dictate. I can't really give you any more information without knowing that. So if you want to tap in, follow up, we'll try to get your follow-up question here. All right, go ahead, shoot the next one up, Dolan, and let's see if we can get the follow-up for Black Hummingbird. I'm shopping by used. I don't even know what that means. Go ahead, Dolan. Okay, this one's from TikTok. My third live, I need a used car by June 1st, so lost. Where you lost? Everyone learns differently. So you have to ask yourself, how do you learn? There are people on these lives, we've already gotten DMs and emails saying that people use the show, they use the strategy, and they got cars. So we've only been doing these shows for a couple weeks now. That's because they can learn that way. Somebody else who can't, you got to be honest with yourself, but I give you the information in multiple different ways. In my book, if you're a book person, in my video library, it's up to you. But if you're sitting here, because everything we do on this show, I try to break it down. No, we don't rush through answers. I don't give y'all one-word answers. Every question, we pretty much take it and we break it down to the nth degree. And some of the things you guys have similar questions, so we've answered them on multiple shows. But you have to know how you learn in order for you to win. Okay? If you're lost here, then you could stick around and we'll continue to do what we do here. But you have to know how you learn. That's why we make information available in a multitude of ways. You see people who have my book. Some people could piece deals together with my social media videos, even though they're all different topics. Used cars, buying cash, leases, they're all different types. So you got to really piece them together. Some people do it that way. It's up to you. But don't just sit there struggling, man. Not at the cost of what it costs. Not at what it costs. All my information is available and it's affordable. Some of it's free, a lot of it is free. But every single product I offer, from my coaching program to my book, it's all affordable. So get in where you fit in, brother. That's really the best advice I could give you. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next question. Okay, this one's from YouTube. LRel, what's going on? Peace, Deshone. I'm in the market for a used pickup truck for work. Never had one. How do I narrow down a reliable make model? Okay, so if I'm looking at you, the question you're asking is about the quality of the car, not finding a good one. So, example, let's just say there's a Dodge, a Dodge pickup truck. I'm just making this up, and that vehicle has a low reliability score. It doesn't matter if I go find a good one and I use my steps, the steps I'm going to go over with you to find a great used car, because the car overall has a low reliability score. Some Nissans have a low reliability longevity score because of their transmission. It doesn't matter if you use what I'm going to teach you to narrow it down to a great one, because the vehicle overall has a low longevity score. So I think the question you're asking is, how do I find a vehicle that has a good reliable one, and then I'll go shop for it. And because we could switch it. You could have a vehicle that has a high reliability score, high longevity score, but then you got a bad one because you didn't have a process on how to get it. So I think you're asking the first question, which is top level, how do I choose some good vehicles? And that's really Google, and we have a process. It's in our shopping process where we do a reliability check on every single vehicle. It takes 5 minutes to do. You're going to type in the specific year, because years change. You might have a 2019 that has low reliability scores. In 2020, they fixed it. So we got to make sure we're adding the year when we do this Google search. But if I'm looking for a pickup, I'm looking at like a 1500, and I'm looking at, what I need. Some people need 2500 if you need heavy duty or something like that. But then what you're doing is typing it into Google, and you're looking at all the competitors. I'm looking at the Toyota pickup. I'm looking at the Dodge pickup. I'm looking at the Ford pickup. I'm looking at the Chevy pickup. And then I'm just choosing, all right, which one of those do I like? All right, I like those two. Then I'm deciding which one I'm going to like. Now, if you're buying used, you can't test drive it, because you can't test drive a used car until literally you're ready to take it home. You can't go and test drive one here, because the one you end up getting may drive totally different. That's just the way it is with used cars. So oftentimes what you're doing with used cars is you're looking at it, you're looking at videos on YouTube, but you're going to narrow it down to what you like, usually what you see in supermarkets, parking lots, on the road. Oh my goodness. Lord Jesus, help me get through this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do that reliability check. So you go to Google, you type in the year 2019 Toyota Tundra reliability. Then you're going to skim that first page. So that first page of articles is going to tell you all you need to know. If you see low scores, if you see 7 out of 10 reliability, just skim that. Don't pay attention to any site from a dealer. This is part 4. This is in my book, because this is step 4. Because the next step after this car passes this test is now we're going to shop for it. You can't skip this. So that's why this is a really good question. Some of you are skipping the process of doing a reliability, longevity, and initial quality check on the cars you're getting. And that's why you get cars that are in the shop every 90 days. It's not because you bought a bad one necessarily. It's because the car itself has a low rating. Transmission's going out on you because you didn't do a longevity check to see that car is known to have transmission problems at 80,000, 90,000 miles. So if you skip this little 5-minute step, it could cost you thousands of dollars. So you want to do that reliability, skim those articles, And then because you're keeping long term, you're not leasing, you're going to do the same thing with longevity. So you're going to type in 2019 Toyota Tundra longevity. And that's when you're going to see what they're saying about the car long term. Does it, transmission issues, engine issues? Sometimes it'll say right at the top, these cars are known to last 200 to 300,000 miles when properly serviced. Then then the only mission is, all right, the car itself has great scores. Now I have to find a good one. Okay? That's step one now. Okay? That's where you start. Great question. Okay, go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one up. All right, we got Philip on Facebook. Would you say buying or leasing is better right now? Also, what about down payment with leasing? So, all right, you should never be in a position where you're asking yourself, should I buy or lease this car? Based on what you feel. Yeah, so I feel like I should buy. No, the buying or leasing question is based on how long you're keeping the car. I have something that I do that I teach called the 8-year rule. The 8-year rule says that if you're not buying a car to keep at least 8 years, you should be shopping for a lease. Reason being is there is no way for you to get a great deal on a car if you buy it when you should have leased it. Because lease deals, when you get a great lease deal, it's so good, it's so low, it's so much less money out of pocket that it will take a buyer years to catch up with you. We did a scenario in the last show where we compared this deal that one of our students got, Frina, who uses my stuff. And anyone who's using my stuff is going to get these deals if you follow my process. It's not, you don't have to be great. You could be a bad negotiator. It doesn't matter. As long as you know how to use a computer and do copy and paste, you can get these deals. But we compared her deal, which she got at $579 a month on this $65,000 car, and we compared it to a purchase, which would be literally $900, $1,000 a month. So how do we make this decision? Very simple. If you are not buying your car to keep for 8 years, you should be leasing it, because in the middle, y'all know when I break this out, if you've been on the show before, this is the depreciation scale. This is how your car goes down in value. I know some of you have been taught, I want to buy my car, I drive as much as I want. I don't want to pay for the miles. But you are paying for your miles. Because check this out. You buy your car here for $30,000. A year later, even if you don't drive it, it's no longer worth $30,000. At best, it's worth $22,000. If you don't drive it 1 mile, it's probably worth $25,000. You lost $5,000 and you never drove it 1 mile. That's depreciation. So your car is depreciating like this. Year 1, year 2, year 3. That's why you flipping these cars, buying cars, trading them in 6 months, a year. You're losing at least $5,000, $10,000, but they'll hide it in a monthly payment. See, a cash buyer, you never do this. Some of you who are like, I pay cash, you never do it. You never buy a car, turn around, I don't like the car, I'm gonna trade this thing in. Because when you come in and they tell you, well, I know you just paid $35,000, but we can only give you $28,000. I just bought the car 6 months ago. You know what I mean? I lost $7,000 that fast? Yep, at least. You're like, all right, I'm not doing that. But with a payment, they'll hide it in the payment, and you don't understand. You just lost $7,000 in 6 months. So this is how you have to see this short-term ownership when you buy a car. My car is going down in value 20% the first year, 15% the third year. It's losing thousands of dollars. But if I keep it a long time, 7 years, 8 years, it starts to level out where I'm not losing that money anymore. If you have a car outside your house right now that you've had for more than 8 years, I want you to type the number of years you've had the car. Everybody on here, we're live. This is our 3 p.m. Thursday live show. This isn't a rebroadcast. So tell me right now, everyone who has a car outside, type how many years you've had the car. How many years? If it's 8, if it's 9, 10, 12. Had somebody on the last broadcast, somebody said they had like a 15-year-old car outside. You'll notice this. Gilda, you got an 11-year-old car outside. Here's what you'll notice. Your car is no longer losing value like this every year. Your car is no longer losing value like this every year. You're going to look and say, if let's assume right now, Gilda, your car is worth, I'm just making up a number. I don't know the car, nothing. Let's say it's worth $8,000. A year from now, it's going to be worth close to $8,000. Probably worth $75,000. That means you've won. So when you're trying to, when you are buying, wow, Carol's Care has a 18-year-old car outside. So that means you've won, because this is how you win with a purchase, and pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. You don't win when you pay off the car. You pay off the car, but your car's still dropping like this. You didn't win yet. You didn't win yet. You win when you actually pay off the car and now the car is not dropping in value. You beat the depreciation. That's when you win purchasing. A lot of people were taught, don't keep the car that long. And that's where you're losing. That's why leasing is for you. Because there's only two ways you're going to avoid those hits. You're either going to keep the car long enough to get to where people like Gilda and Carol are. Look, Big Rich has these are people who kept cars long term, or you're going to get great lease deals where you're paying pennies on the dollar and you're winning. But those of you who are stuck in the middle, we got to get you out the middle, because you are losing the most money. You buy cars, you resell them. You buy cars, you trade them in 2 years, 3 years, you're losing the most money. You lease, but then you buy the lease. You're losing the most money. You're stuck in the middle. You got to pick a side. There's only two ways to win. Great lease deals, long-term ownership. Anything in the middle, you're losing thousands and thousands of dollars in depreciation. All right, we clear? All right, perfect. Shoot the next one up, Dolan. I see you, Luscious. I purchased the book. Awesome. Congratulations. Enjoy it. This whole show is sponsored by my new book, y'all. It's called Car Shopping. It's called Cars from Home. 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealers. So we have a welcome special. So you can get your book for 75% off the whole broadcast. Well, 30 minutes. It's normally $97, but you can get yours. We're rated 4.94 on Goodreads. You can get yours for $24 as long as you get to my bio before the 30 minutes expires. And $97 is a great price. Because here's the thing. I got a lot of books on my shelf. I cannot tell you a lot of books that saved me a lot of money. And my goal for this book was to be one of the books where you look at and say, man, this book right here has saved me thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. And that's my goal for the book. And we've been doing well at that. So, all right, this one's from Instagram. Mission Green. I'm in a purchase for 2 years with negative equity. Want to get into a lease. How can I walk away with the least out-of-pocket cap? So, you're in a purchase right now. You realize, Deshone, I'm not keeping my cars 8 years. I want to transition to a lease. Okay, so what you're going to do, the first thing you're going to do is an equity assessment. Equity assessment is when you find out you're going to get the highest bid, because we never sell a car. We don't trade cars. We never replace a car without getting bids on it. We never buy a car without getting bids on it. We never take a loan without getting bids. So what we're doing is we need to get bids, because bids are going to tell us what is the highest offer we can get for our car, which means that would be the smallest amount of negative equity we could possibly have. So as you get these bids, you're going to get your payoff from your bank, call your bank, get your payoff, then go to CarMax. We like to get 6 bids. CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. Do not use kellysbluebook.com. It's nothing but a marketing website that it does us no good. Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. Auto Nation Sell My Car, and Car Guru Sell My Car. Now, that'll get you 6 offers And once you have those 6 offers, you'll know this is what my best case scenario is when it comes to my negative equity. That's my best case. There's 2 ways to get out of negative equity and get a car. There's 3 ways to get out of negative equity, but one of them doesn't lead to a car right now. So we're talking about the first option. That's what you do, and you want to pay the difference. So you're going to get all those bids, and you're going to look and say, okay, I got a $4,000 negative equity if I sell my car to AutoNation. They're the highest bid. Highest bid, $4,000 negative equity. I would not be taking any other money other than putting it to the negative equity. If you got $4,000 in your pocket or anything and you're like, hey, should I put this down? No, we're going to get the next car with no money down. We need to minimize our negative equity by taking the highest offer from the online bidders. Now, once that happens, we close the gap, and that's the way to move. That's the best case scenario. So if you can't do that, then what you're going to do is you have to trade. This is the only time we trade cars. There is no other time where we are going to trade a car because you don't get the most money trading a car. You don't get the most money trading anything. If you think about it, if you got a lawnmower and I got a bike, and I'm like, man, look, I'll trade you my bike for your I'll trade you my bike for your lawnmower. Neither one of us is really getting the most money that we could get. That's a trade. It's like a little compromise. I take a little less because I got something you want, you got something I want. It's different than me saying, you know what, I got a bike. Let me see the most money I can get for my bike, and then I come back and pay you for the lawnmower. And this is how you have to see it. This is why we don't trade. Because when you trade, you're not making the buyer win a bid. You're not making the buyer bid. You're just saying, whatever you could pay me, I'll take it. That's why the first option I just laid out is the best option. But some of you don't have the cash to pay the difference. So you have to now forget about the old car right now. You shop for your new car and you get bids. So let's just say in that example, I find out I'm you. I can't cover the difference and sell to the online bidders. Now I'm going to start shopping for my lease. So let's say I'm shopping for a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I get my offers. I find out who wins the bid. I identify you're the highest bidder, and I'm going to that dealer and saying, okay, you're the best bid. Can you tell me what you could pay for my old car? I'm not telling them what I owe. That doesn't matter. I'm just seeing what could you pay for my old car? And then I'm going to have them get an offer. Now, it's not, in 99% of the time, you guys, it's not going to be what you thought it was. Which, if your highest offer over here with the online bidders was 22, do not think that dealer who won the bid is going to say, I'll give you 22. They probably say, the most I can pay for it is 20. And you have to take it because they can't win both bids. That's just almost impossible. The fact they're going to outbid all their competition on the car you're trying to buy from them. So I beat all these other Jeep dealers to win your business, and I'm going to beat CarMax, Boom, Driveway, all these other companies and pay you more for your trade. That's not going to happen. So that's why I say the first option is the best, because the second option, you're going to have more negative equity because the dealer cannot pay as much as the online bidder. So now that's what you would do, and you would tell them, okay, please add it to my deal, and you'd have to roll it into the lease over there. Third scenario where you can't get out is if you have too much negative equity. You're either going to need cash or you're going to need to pay the loan down. It's that simple. Because when you bring that negative equity over, the bank only has a certain amount that they're going to approve. If you're buying a $40,000 vehicle, they're not going to approve $55,000 because you got all this 10 grand negative equity, 12 grand, you're just trying to slap it on. You can have a 900 credit score. That's why I call negative equity the bad credit for people with good credit, because it can literally prevent you from getting a car. So that's when you have to pause, or you got to put money down to try to get within the loan to value ratios. And that's why I say stay out, get out of negative equity and stay out of it. And 99 times out of 100, the reason for your negative equity is you don't lease. You don't lease. You buy cars, you take out 5-6 year loans on them, God forbid longer, 7 years, 8 year loan, and then you trade those cars in before the loan's paid off. That's what's happening 99 times out of 100 to cause people negative equity. And we got to, and that's the cause. So I just gave you the solutions, but I also want you to know the cause. And that because you're already moving to a lease, you already understand, which is good for you. You already understand, all right, I'm not buying cars anymore until I want to keep something 8+ years. I'm going to start leasing. So this should be your last time ever having negative equity. Okay? Great question. All right, Dolan, let's throw the next one up. Great question, Mission Green. All right, we are live, y'all. It's our Thursday 3 p.m. live show. Shoot your questions in. Dolan's going to pull them in one by one. We're going to try to get through as many as we can. What's the best way to start about negotiating from the online price? Is this for a new car or used car? This is RT. I don't want to mispronounce your name. How do I get your book? S. Lewis, it's in the comments. Dolan, can you make sure we got the comment for S. Lewis here on YouTube? For those on YouTube, in the comment, we should have a pinned comment where you can just click it. You go to deshonsbook.com, or you might be watching us on a screen. If you're watching us on a television screen, you can scan that QR code with your phone, and you can get it that way. If you're watching us on TikTok or Instagram, you can go to my bio. There's a link in my bio, and you can grab your copy. And you won't leave the broadcast. You'll still be able to hear us, but you can get your copy before that 30 minutes expires and the book goes back up to $97. Okay, when are you really live? I'm live right now, TFD. I don't want to mess up your name. So, all right. So I can't wait for you to answer, but what's the best way to start negotiating from the online price? So let's just assume are you talking about a used car? If you're talking about a used car, here's what you got to know. There's two types of dealers. One dealer posts great prices and sells cars very fast. That's I didn't witness this until I worked for a Lexus dealer. I worked for Lexus for like 6 months. It wasn't for me. Great car, but it wasn't for me as far as the dealership. It's just I had already sold Mercedes. Mercedes was a little bit more exciting clientele because it's just a bunch of different people. There's luxury people, there's sports people, there's performance people. So I went back to Mercedes. But what I saw with this dealership was big on volume. Great price, not going to mark the car up a lot. So if you come in thinking, or if you call thinking, hey, take $3,000 off because you're programmed to negotiate, you're not programmed to know a good price. See, when you know the used car market, which is what I teach, this is what I teach in my book, it's what I teach on the show. You need to know the used car market because, and remember what I'm about to say, this is very important. What's hurting you is you don't even know a deal when you see it. I've had people who are looking, I'm literally making them an offer that I know the dealership is daggone my manager don't even want to do this deal, but they need it. We need the deal. We behind on our numbers. I'm selling the car. We ain't making, it's like pretty much a break even triple net deal. And they're still looking and questioning it. There's nothing we can do. And the reason why I never get in that situation, and the people who listen, if you listen to me, you'll never be in that situation, is because when you have multiple offers, you know a deal. See, the reason why those people would question if this was a deal, they didn't have enough offers. They didn't see that there's offers $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 more than the one I was making them to know confidently, Deshone, this is better than every offer I got so far. Let me take this and get up out of here. So you don't know a deal when you see one, and that's hurting you because someone who knows a deal, like me, or like somebody that listens to me, give you an example. Some of you are in the same town as some of you have my book. And some of you are actually shopping for the same car that someone else on here is shopping for. that means y'all are competing. So someone who's using my stuff and who knows a deal and who's sitting here talking to multiple dealers while you looking at one dealer slow and doing this, they're going to get that car out of before you even have a time to wonder if this was a good deal. Oh, you know what? That is a good deal. Let me call them back. That car's gone. It's gone. So that's the first type of dealer. They price the cars to sell, and they're not going to be online for more than 24, maybe 48 hours, and they're gone. The other used car dealer is dealers who price them high, and they prepare to negotiate. They're ready because they know people want to see a discount, and they're waiting for somebody like you to come in and say, okay, knock $2-3 grand off, you know. But if they're overpriced, what does it matter? If you're overpriced $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and you take $3 grand off, you're still, it wasn't the best deal. So don't think so. Some of the best used car deals, when I bought my Infiniti truck, he literally only had $800 he could give me when I got there. I didn't ask for it when I was on the phone because, again, what I say, I'm trying to teach y'all the psychology. I don't want you to know everything that goes on behind the scenes. I just want you to know what to do. But every now and then I got to tell you why you should be doing this. When that car comes on and that dealer knows this is the best price in the market, this car is not going to last for 48 hours. You call them and say, hey, could you do another 1,000 off? Click, not even interested. One, the car just got here. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're serious. Listen, we ain't got no time for that. What we do when we find that best car is we know we've done all our research online from home. I'm on my way. Only thing I need to know is, has the car been smoked in? Because I can't see that online. That's the only thing. We verify that there's no fake fees, because some dealers will price a car low and then they add fake fees because they want you to come without even asking them about the fees. And the second type will, hey, the car's been smoked in, and if you don't ask them, you'll get there and be like, oh, car smells like smoke. That's the only two things we verify. No bogus fees. Nope, hasn't been smoked in. I'm on my way. Then when I get there, we test drive. Car meets our test drive. All right, boom. Can you do another 500 off, 700 off? Because I already know it's the best price in the market. See, when you know the market, you negotiate intelligently. When you don't know the market, you come in, hey, listen, take $3 grand off. You don't realize you look ridiculous. I don't want you looking ridiculous saying, yo, man, I can't do it. You haven't done your research. I don't want you leaving, oh, man, that dealer don't want to make a deal. No, you didn't know a deal. And you leaving and you like, oh, man, I'm going to find somebody. So this is the science of car shopping online. This is the science. You got to be able to know, is this car the best price in the market? If so, I'm not going to ask for any discount until I get there. Because once they see me, I drove it, they know I'm serious. I know the car's the best price in the market. Hey, can you do another 500? Even if they say no, I know they won. All right, I won. But if they say, yeah, listen, I wouldn't normally do it because the car just got here, which is true. I know that. But, you're here. All right, $500, we got it. Or, hey, look, can we split it? I really don't have the room. In which case, we know they're telling the truth because we know the market. You got it. We'll do it. This is how you get below market used car deals. You don't just stumble onto them. You get what I'm saying? Is everybody clear on that? Type clear if y'all are following what I'm saying. Clear if you're following what I'm saying. You're not going to accidentally stumble into a below market deal. It takes strategy to get below market deals. If everybody could get below market deals, they wouldn't be below market deals. They'd be average deals. Does that make sense? All right, glad we clear. I see you, Michelle. All right, shoot the next question up, Dolan. Let's roll. Let's keep it going. I see you, Rose, on Facebook. All right, Blooming Chosen One from Instagram. Almost done closing at 1%. Let's go. Come on. Come on. That's what I want to hear. Come on. If y'all don't understand, Blooming Chosen One is about to close a 1% lease deal. That means her lease pay, I'm assuming that this is a woman. I can't see, so forgive me if there's no picture. She's about to close a lease deal at 1%, which means her lease payment is 1% of the MSRP, no money down. I just want to make sure it's clear, chosen one. We don't, if it's money down, it's not 1%. It should be like $400 a month. I'm giving you $400. Car's $40,000. That's 1%. So, any tips on techniques for finding great deals on insurance? I use Insurify or I use Jerry. These are apps that shop on websites that shop multiple carriers. And I know it's Kayak and stuff like that, but what I found is Insurify has like insurance companies that we don't know about. It's painful shopping for insurance unless you have something that's actually, because think about all the insurance companies around us that will want to give us auto insurance. We don't know about them now. Small companies, they don't have the advertising budgets. So you want a tool that's going to connect you with all these insurance companies, not just the big name ones that we all know, Liberty Mutual, State Farm, that got the, $1 billion marketing budget. Some of the smaller insurance companies, we want to get those offers. And so Insurify.com, I'm not sponsored by them. I just love multiple offers. So I love multiple offers. And so any tool that gets me multiple offers on anything, I love. So yeah, that's what I would say. So keep me posted. I told you, I want to see your deals. See, she didn't even say what car she's looking at. That's how we know. See, people with no skills, all they talk about is the car. Just got the new Range Rover. Yep, just treated myself. Retirement gift. All they talk about is the car. And I'm not stepping on your toes, but you like Deshone, that's me. That's me. I know who I'm talking to. When you start getting skills and buying cars, making people bid 90 minutes from home, using my systems, the first thing that you're excited about is the deal. The car's second, but the deal's, once this deal's closed, now I'll get excited about the car. All right, good job. Great job. I love it. Go ahead, shoot the next one up, Dolan. All right, from TikTok. Is it true that there is no need for down payment? That if you do it, it goes to the salesperson's commission. If you do it wrong, if you are doing a down payment, it's between you and the lender. If you go in and you're a payment shopper, then your down payment is usually going to go to commission. A payment shopper says things like, how much does that car cost a month? Okay, that's a little high. Could you get it to, could you get it like under 6? That's a payment shopper. No idea about the numbers, just talking about payments. If you stop doing that, and if you've done that, see, I don't want to, look, I hope we're building a community here where people could be honest. If you've done that, type ouch in the comments. If you've gone into a dealer, looked at a car, said, how much those run a month? What kind of monthly payments are on those? And I know that there's some people who are not gonna be honest, but this is how a lot of people shop. It's a payment thing. Yeah, okay. I appreciate it. I see. All right. I see we got some. All right, we got some people being honest in here. I see you. I see you, Michelle. I see you, Bye Lion. Not Michelle. So that's where you get in trouble. So what do you do outside of that? You separate the payments from the car. The payment you handle when you're shopping for, look, Byron on YouTube said, ouch, just experienced this past weekend. It's terrible out here. It's great out here for us, okay? It's terrible when you have no strategy. It's terrible if you're winging it. It's great out here for us. Like, and I'm not even saying that, underplaying that. Like, I've been doing this so long, and I got just so many people that done learn from me, and so many people getting cars. I got a private group, so I get to see this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I get to. If you guys been on these shows, I share people's stuff. I share Tope stuff, Greg's deal. This is our book, 4.94 on Goodreads. Get your book 75% off, or you can wait and miss the 75. You can pay 97. Either way, it's worth it. Either way, but $24 is better than $97. In my TikTok bio, you got 30 minutes, or in my Instagram bio. But check this out. Kimberly's deal. She saved 20 grand off her Maserati. Look, Bonita, middle of the pandemic. So we've been hearing since we started this whole thing, yo, it's terrible out here. Man, there's no deals out here. Middle of the pandemic. Look, December 2022. Blood in the streets. Kia Telluride, one of the most popular vehicles of the last 3 years. Bonita, from home. Kia, 2023. 600 down, 600 a month. People paying $800, $900. There's people right now that's going to watch this broadcast that has this particular car paying $700,000, $800,000, $900 a month for it. This same vehicle. So, Charles, Hyundai Palisade, top 5 most popular vehicles the last 5 years in this category. Look, $597 a month, $48,000 truck. So it's what you know. In fact, it's what you don't know. So I would tell you, yes, when you are winging it, when you shopping, when you just winging it, yeah, Byron, it's gonna seem like, man, it's horrible out here. When you step back and start using my bidding systems and letting these deals come to you, letting loans come to you, you're gonna feel like you're in control. You call the shots. Okay? So that's what I want everybody to know. It's all perspective. You know, somebody who's never had a fight in their life may be like, oh, shoot, I'm gonna lose this fight. Mike Tyson, he's not worried about losing a fight. And I hope he's not throwing this fight. So, another end. It's all about what you know. You learn better skills, you get different results. You keep the same skills, keep shopping like our grandparents shop, keep shopping like our parents shop when there was no internet, keep shopping like it's 2005, you're going to get those same results. All right? Everything I'm talking about, y'all, is in my book. This whole show is sponsored by my book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. My whole shopping system is in there. You can get yours in my bio. I just said that. So go ahead, Dolan. Shoot that next question up that you had up on the screen. My lease is up this year, but I'm over 4,000 miles, and a car dealer just told me if I lease again that I'll have to pay for the over miles. What do I do? Okay, I want you to know something, and I want you to hear me clearly. Dealers who tell you they'll cover the mileage. I know some of you have heard this in the past. You know, my dealer said if I release a car from them, they took care of the mileage for me. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Mileage is never taken care of because mileage is between you and the bank. You told me you were going to drive this, the bank, not the dealer. Dealer has nothing to do with the car. Once you drive off the lot, it's between you and the bank. It's between you and the leasing company. So when you go over miles, the bank says they told us they were going to bring this car back with 36,000 miles on it. They already have an estimated value of what they're going to sell the car for, and it's based on 36,000 miles. That's why if we're under miles, we always do an equity assessment. You're going to do this either way, Miss B, but this is one of the main reasons when we're under miles, it doesn't matter, because if we drive less than we told them we were going to drive, we want to see if there's any equity that we can actually pull out. If you didn't know you can sell a lease, yeah, that's another discovery. Aha moment, you can. We've been doing it for years. So, but going back to this case, if you're over miles, you got to pay for it because you can't give it back to them. It comes out of their profit. So what do we do to try to minimize this? One, we don't let a dealer tell us we're going to work this out for you. We have to do our own equity assessment. So you want to see what your position is. You want to call the leasing company, get your payoff. This is the second step in my process. Once you know whether you're going to buy or lease again, that's step one. Now, if you have a car to replace, you own it, you lease it, doesn't matter. Anything you're replacing, we got to do an equity assessment on it. So we're going to call the bank, get our payoff. If it's paid off, obviously we don't have to do that. And then you're going to get that payoff, and then you're going to get those offers I talked about earlier in the show. If you missed it, I don't want to go through the whole equity assessment process because we already did it. And for the people who've been on here, I don't want to repeat the whole thing. But if you go on YouTube, if you go on Facebook, you'll be able to see the broadcast. Go to the section on equity assessment and follow that process, because you need to see, can I sell this vehicle and break even, get out of it, or if I have a mileage penalty, you know, does it make more sense for me to actually get out now, which in a lot of cases it probably won't, because you have payments remaining. So if you got out now, see, if you sell it, it's clean. So if you sell it, and it goes back to what we were talking about with what somebody asked the question about the negative equity. Let's just say I'm you. I do my equity assessment. I find out to get out of the lease, I gotta contribute like $1,000, but I could get out now. When I sell a lease, there's no penalty. It's literally no payments due, nothing. It's everyone's whole. That's the only way. Everyone's whole. My second option is I gotta account for the payments I have left on my contract. If I got 5 payments left at $500 a month, that's $2,500. Does it make more sense for me to get out now and pay those payments? Probably not. Or does it make more sense for me to just wait and take the mileage penalty? So those are the 3 things you're comparing. Selling the car, and you're seeing what's the least money that comes out of my pocket. What's the best of those things? Selling the car, getting out now and taking the payment hit, because all those payments are going to be due. They're going to have to be rolled over to your next vehicle, or driving the car until you get close to the end of the lease, and maybe maybe it depends on how much you drive per month, and maybe you're 8,000 miles over, and that's a $2,000 mileage penalty. So these are the things you have to think about. But I'm telling you that if you just walk into a dealer and say, hey, could you work this up for me? Now you don't even have the luxury of guaranteeing you got the best price on the car. So now, because they see you as desperate, oh, she needs help, she don't know what she's doing, so let's just work these numbers, move these numbers around, and tell her, hey, we got you to this payment. Does that work? Now you're a payment shopper and you don't even know. Just give me to a monthly payment that makes sense. You didn't realize that you overpaid, and they're packing that deal, and you overpaid by probably $4 or $5 grand because you wanted to let them do it. So those are 3 scenarios, and it all starts with the equity assessment. Because like I said, you might be able to do that equity assessment and find out, oh, I could come up with $1,000 and I'm out of this thing clean right now. Or you might break even. It depends. That's why it's always an equity assessment. Equity assessment is probably everything in our process is important, but my God, skipping the equity assessment, you're skipping probably half of your transaction. Okay? And if you don't know how to do equity assessment, watch the show earlier. If you have my book, it's all in there. It's up to you. Go ahead, Dola. Shoot the next question. Bought your book. Thank you for doing this. Thank you, Michelle. Enjoy it. Use it. Use it and win for the rest of your life. Use that book. And it's a digital book, so you don't have to worry about when it needs updating. I just update it. You'll open it one day. Like, let's say you get your car now. A year from now, you open up that book and you're like, all right, I need another car. My spouse need a car. My child need a car. Man, wait a minute. There's different stuff in here. That's why you always keep the email I send you with the master link in it, because that's where I update the book. All of you who got the book, when you download it, don't save the email, because when you click that master link, that's where I update the file whenever something changes. So, and I couldn't do that with a print book. I can only do that with a digital book. Yeah, don't worry. I don't do trades, J. Paul. So if you ever see somebody selling crypto, all of that, like anybody with a decent amount of followers is going to have knockoff accounts. Like, I do car education. That's all I do. I don't do crypto. I don't do none of this other stuff. It's been fake Deshone the Auto Advisor accounts since we was on TikTok. We got 1.5 million followers on TikTok. The fake Deshone the Auto Advisor accounts started popping up. Nothing we can do about it. You got to watch it, though. Watch it. Okay, this one's from Instagram. Considering a lease of a Lexus electric vehicle. First time lease customer. Do you have any advice shopping for a lease premium electric vehicle? Same process. Same process. My system doesn't change. I'm gonna tell you, there's only one scenario where it changes, but electric cars, look, doesn't matter. Look, Look at Sean. Bids. F-150 XLT electric. Bids. $73,000 vehicle. He got it for 57. He saved over 20 grand. Bids. That's electric. Electric. You don't know what rebates there are. You don't know what's what. Rolls Royce. Bids. Popular cars. Bids. Exotic cars. Bids. Doesn't matter. Process is the same. The only time that bidding is not called for when purchasing the car is with Tesla or any manufacturer where the price is set. No matter where you go in the country, it's the same price. You buy Tesla in New Jersey, same price in California, same price in Minnesota. One price all around the country. You order the car. That's it. I don't care if you have GM supplier pricing. That everyone's doing a different price. Some people are not going to tell you. They won't tell you what the rebates is. Some people, oh, Deshone, I'm a Ford employee. I get Ford special pricing. Bids. Because 80% of dealers are going to lie and not give you the real Ford special pricing. Everything is bids. Put everything under there. All right? Go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one up, brother. No, you don't bid. You don't bid, Coco. You're making people bid. This one bounced back, Brian from Instagram. What's up? Hey, bro, I recently financed the BMW 330M, but the problem is they gave me a high APR. Sounds like a payment shopper. Listen, we got to take responsibility. You accepted a high APR. Now, how do you get out of it? Only way is to refinance. You can refinance or sell a vehicle. And so bids, what we do is, see, now let's just say for an example, you use our system we call the bank bidding war. Bank bidding war is 3 rounds. We check to see if there's any special interest rates. 1, no special interest rates on the car, which a BMW 330M, probably not. You never know. But then if there's no special interest rates, we go and we get bids and we find a dealer that's going to sell us the BMW M for the lowest price. And it doesn't matter, popular cars. I had a young lady earlier this year. Well, no, that was last year. She was looking at the brand new X4M, redesigned, just redesigned, brand new body style. She got her offers. Best offer was $3,000 below MSRP. Worst offer was like $5,000 over MSRP. Brand new, newly designed, fresh in the country. No one's ever seen it. Bid, she got $3,000 below MSRP. When people are paying thousands more than that. So it doesn't matter the car. Now, once we, but that's that's the part where I say you separate the loan from the car. You separate the loan from the car. We find the dealer who's going to sell us the car for the lowest price. Once that's done, now this is when we talk about the second round of the bank bidding war, which is my bank, my credit union, online lenders, not the dealer yet. The dealer is round 3. The dealer's banks, the dealer's credit unions, that's round 3. That's the final round. Second round is I'm coming home, getting my bank, my credit union, online, giving them my information, going online, car loans online, looking at everyone that I can find that gives car loans in my area, letting all these people run my credit, because if you do this right, it doesn't affect your credit other than one hard inquiry. It shows all the inquiries on your report, but when you rate shop using the bank bidding war strategy, at the end of the window, it only weighs on your credit like one hard inquiry. But you got to do this in this small window. It takes 2 days. First one is all of those bank, that's the round 2. So now let's say my best rate from that round 2 is 7.9 interest rate. Okay, round 2's done. Now I'm calling the dealer who won the bid, who has my car waiting. I already reserved it. And I'm saying, okay, my bank or this bank gave me 7.9. If you guys can beat it, I'll give you the business. Now, round 3 starts with the dealer going to work. That's when the dealer's bank. See, the problem is the dealer was your first offer for financing, or one of your first offers. The dealer, when properly done, is our last offer. And so if he came back and at the end of those rounds, 8.99 was the best rate, you wouldn't have a question. You wouldn't be questioning it. You wouldn't be saying, oh, man, how do I get? You would still be considering refinancing because that's still the solution. Whenever rates get lower, you refinance. But you wouldn't be it wouldn't be they gave me that. It would be that was the best rate available at that time. So that's why you need to get bids for future reference. But in your case now, all you can do is find somebody to refinance the loan. And that's what you do. Type in car loan refinance online. Call your bank, call your credit union. Hey, I'm looking to refinance and see if they can be 8.9. Okay. For future reference, though, bank bidding war. Okay. And that's, we gotta, we need to, I want to get you to the point. You gotta, it's up to you. Use this. Everything I'm telling you is simple. Nothing I'm telling you is rocket ship building. This is all simple online processes from a computer. We got grandmothers doing it. We got introverts doing it. Doesn't matter. We don't even talk. Has anybody heard me say anything about talking? No. We're using online tools to get these processes done. That's why they work for everybody. If you had to talk, then yes, you could mess it up. But this is for the future reference. We want to guarantee that we got the best price. And the only way we're going to do that is with bids on everything. Okay? Go ahead, Dolan. Next question. Great question, though. All right. This one's from TikTok. Can24 Loco. Is a lease worth it if I know I'm going over the miles? You pick your miles. I had somebody no, I don't even want to talk about him. Somewhere along the line, they told him it was okay. So you pick the miles on a lease. And I would never in a million years pick less miles than I need. 10,000 miles per year, 12,000 miles per year. And here's what happens. If you see somebody who's intentionally picking less miles to save $20 and to go from 10,000 miles a year to 12,000 miles per year is probably like $20 a month. To go from 12,000 to 15,000 for most cars is probably another $25 a month. So the difference between 10,000 miles per year and 15,000 miles per year, 15,000, no penalties. Deshone, I know I need 15,000, but I took 10. So you're going to do 15,000 anyway, and you're going to be penalized for the 5,000 per year over at 25 cents a mile. Instead of paying the additional $45 a month, which would be way less than the penalties, because 5,000 miles per year, 15,000 miles over at 25 cents a mile is $3,750. $45 a month times 3 years is $1,620. Numbers are numbers. $45 a month more to my lease contract from the beginning, because that's the mileage I really need. I'm paying $1,620 extra over 3 years to have a comfortable lease experience, no penalties, and I can enjoy my lease. Versus taking 10, knowing I'm going to drive 15, and then looking and saying, dang, I'm over miles by 15,000 miles, and how can I avoid this almost $4,000 bill that's coming? Choose your mileage wisely. Deal structure. Step 3, I got a whole step in my process on deal structure. This falls under deal structure. So we never take a lease knowing we're going over the mileage. We just never do that. We're setting ourselves up to not enjoy the lease. For what? That's it. Step 3 in my process, I got part of deal structure. I got a section in my book on this, is choosing your mileage wisely, where you look and estimate how much you drive, Or if you have a car, you just look back and say, all right, I drive 12,000 miles per year. You can look back at what you drove. If you don't have a car, then you're just going to look and say, all right, how many miles do I drive to work? Okay, and you add the miles up, and you'll see throughout the year. Oh, plus I'm gonna take a vacation. I want to go down. I want to go on vacation 2 times a year. That's gonna be another 1,000 miles each. All right, perfect. I need 14,000 miles a year. It's a 5 to 8 minute exercise, but you haven't been taught to do it. So there's nothing in I don't skip anything because I've been doing this since 2006. I've seen thousands of scenarios working in dealerships, General Motors, Mercedes, thousands. And every time I see something that is horribly wrong, that's costing somebody money, I just made sure I added it to my process. Okay, I'm gonna make sure anybody who listens to me doesn't do that, because this is what happens when they do that. So we got to choose our mileage wisely to actually enjoy our lease. Okay. All right, y'all. Look, we hit 1 hour and 6 minutes. I'm gonna wrap it. I usually try to go like 1 hour and 15 minutes, but as y'all can see, I'm actually struggling to get through this. I need to go and get me some tea, and that's what I'm gonna do. This is our second show for the day, and some of you may be watching us on a rebroadcast, but right now we're live. We've been live Monday, Tuesday, just so y'all know, and I'll probably have a link in my bio by tomorrow to our calendar. But most days we're going live Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. We're going live at 12 noon Eastern time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So that's when our show is going to air live. And every time you see us on a rebroadcast, we're going to have a sign on the top that says rebroadcast. So y'all know, okay, this is a rebroadcast in case I couldn't watch the whole show. I was at work. So we rebroadcast all the time. But yes, always a pleasure, y'all. Let's keep winning. Shout out to the people who got my book. I appreciate y'all. Thank you to those who reviewed it, who helped us get to 4.94 on Goodreads.com. I appreciate you, and continue to use the book and continue to unlearn the bad stuff you learned about car buying. If you don't hear me say it, that's because I don't do it. And no one who listens to me does it. You hear somebody say, yeah, I was in the dealership. I was in there like 4 or 5 hours, but man, I was using what Deshone teach. You wasn't using what I teach, because we're not in dealerships more than 30 minutes. 30 minutes, tops. If we in there for more than 30 minutes, you could clearly say, this ain't what Deshone teach, because I'm only here to test drive, or I'm only here to pick up my car if they don't deliver. That's the Cars from Home way. So you can get your book in the bio, 75% off, as long as you didn't miss the countdown. Even if you missed it, it's $97. Great price, but all right. Let me get up out of here, y'all. And always a pleasure. God bless y'all. And make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Tell a friend. All right. I'll see y'all on the next show. God bless you all.
The worst possible thing you could say when you walk into a car dealership. I spent 5 years with Mercedes-Benz, 5 with General Motors, and the worst thing a person could say when they walk in is, if you could just get me to this payment, we got a deal.
So your loan's probably still like 19, which means you got to pay to get out. You're upside down. It's called negative equity.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 9. Maybe episode 8. Either way, I'll make sure the right episode is in the comments. But welcome to Car Shopping Questions and Answers. This is our live show. It is Monday. This is our noon show. We want to make sure that you know when we're live and when we're rebroadcasting. So every time you see the rebroadcast, you'll see a badge that says previously recorded or rebroadcast or replay. But whenever you don't see that badge, then you know we are live, and you can engage with us and ask your questions, and we will make sure that we get through as many as possible. So come on in. Everybody just come on in. I'm actually just sharing this broadcast on Facebook now. And on TikTok, welcome. I see you, Claudia. I see you, Dreamer. You guys can start typing your questions in. And let's do a little housekeeping first while we let the first couple questions come in. If you don't know me, if this is your first time ever on a live with me, type the number 1 in the comments. I want to give a welcome to the first time people who've never been on a live with us before. And welcome back to the people who've been here before. I'm your host, Deshone. I'm known as Deshone the Auto Advisor. I spent 14 years in the car business with Mercedes-Benz, General Motors, and running my own brokerage. And now what I do is I teach people the science of car shopping from home. I'm the author of Cars from Home, my new digital book, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. And everything that I talk about, everything if you've seen any of my social media videos, everything is based on one of the 7 steps in our shopping system. So we don't hold back. So you guys can come in. I see a lot of people on TikTok coming in. Could y'all start tapping the screen if you're going to spend 10, 15 minutes with us? We're usually here for at least an hour. If y'all can start tapping the screen so we can let TikTok know we're about to talk some serious money over here. Frankie, I see you. Good to see you, Frankie boy. Thanks for sharing. Shout out to the sharers. And whenever we have the first question, we will certainly get down to it. Also, if you, all of you do have the opportunity to get my new digital book at 75% off. I always like to let you know about this welcome offer. The book is normally $97 and it's currently 4.94 stars on Goodreads.com. So thank you to all of you who have taken the time to rate the book, to review the book. But most importantly, thank you to everyone who's using the book so that you can stop car shopping like our grandparents. No offense, but most people are shopping the way our grandparents shopped before there was internet, before there was leverage. And my mission is to show anyone who's willing to listen how to stop doing that and how much money that's costing them today. All right. Did we get the first question yet, Dolan? If not, then listen, you know I could keep talking. Okay, here we go. Instagram. Shout out to Instagram. All right. How long should you wait to refinance? It's a good question. I would refinance when it makes sense. If you have rates are high right now compared to where they were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So if you guys are in a higher interest rate than you could qualify for today, then you want to refinance as soon as possible. If you have an 8% rate and you could refinance to a 6% rate, you guys know on this show, if I talk about the money, 2% on a $30,000 loan is thousands. That's not hundreds. So if you have it, on some of you have improved your credit. So you may have had a lower credit score a year or 2 years ago when you got your car, but now your credit score is higher. So you want to make sure you are following this guideline though. Most of the people who want to loan you money want you to take more for longer. That's just what they want you to do. I am of the mindset of you don't want to stretch the loan out long. You don't want to stretch the loan. You don't want to stretch so if you've already paid for a year or two, you don't want to stretch the loan out longer because they'll want you to take it longer. They'll tell you right up front, if you take a 6-year loan, your payment's going to be this. Meanwhile, you've already paid for 2 years. Don't fall in love with the new lower payment. Fall in love with paying as much as you can at the higher interest rate. So if you can pay a higher payment for 4 years, pay the highest payment you can to get the loan out of the way faster. Don't be tempted to stretch out the loan and go longer with it. Or else you're falling into that trap. Like I said, people want to loan you money, want to lend you more for longer. They take it for 6 years. You could always pay it off earlier. They're hoping you don't. Okay, so that's typically the rules of thumb that I like to follow. All right. This is from Instagram. Well, this is Luna. I was desperate and just got the first deal. I set a very high payment. Can I refinance for a smaller amount? Luna, weren't you on the show a couple of days ago? I was desperate and just got the first deal. I set for a very high payment. Can I refinance for a smaller amount? It's probably going to be early for you to do that. Did you? Hold on one second. If you hold on, let me open the Instagram comments so I could actually see. I know Dolan's bringing the comments to the show, but I want to make sure I could actually see the Instagram comments. Hold on. Okay. So because if you just got the vehicle, I mean, you could try to refinance, but it depends on how high of a rate they gave you compared to what you could have gotten if you would have followed like our bank bidding war process. You bought a brand new 24 Mitsubishi. Okay. Haven't you been on the show, Luna? This isn't your first time, right? You've been here. You've been with us for a couple. You've been with us for it was in December 2023. Okay. I appreciate it. Thanks for the information. That's why I wanted to see the comments so I could actually have the dialogue with you. Yeah, I mean, that's all you could do. You could try and you could try to refinance online. You can go on Google and type in auto refinance online and start to see what those companies look like and see if but you need to know your rate, and then you need to know what the companies that'll refinance you are offering you and see if it makes sense. If you got a higher rate than you could have gotten, then certainly you can refinance. If they got you the best rate that you could qualify, then you may have to wait a little longer, but usually, it doesn't hurt you to check, especially if you're in a considerably high interest rate. You certainly want to see if there's a possibility, because like I said, 2 points, 3 points on an interest rate is thousands of dollars, not hundreds. All right, TikTok, y'all gonna spend some time with us. Can y'all tap the screen and shoot the likes up if you're gonna talk money with us? Here's the thing, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all know I've been this way from day one, and I can't be any other way. I'm considering, and some of you know, I'm gonna tell y'all a story because I'm gonna keep this real, 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 right? So in 2021, we did a podcast. It was called the Auto Advisors Podcast. The Auto Advisors Podcast got 10,000 downloads in the first 90 days, which was a great metric for a new podcast. I stopped it. You know why? Because we're in the way the podcast is, and I'm just keeping it 100% with y'all. I'm never going to stop doing the information. But if people don't engage with the show, then we'll just keep the rebroadcast going. The rebroadcasts are great. I'm 100 for my lifestyle, for my getting the information out. We do tons of free social media videos. I just don't want y'all to be questioning, Dad, why Deshone not doing the live show anymore? Because the live show needs to make sense. I've been telling y'all to share. I look at the shares. I see the people who come regular. I see not a lot of people share. All good. I just want y'all to know that when you can't ask the questions and you got to just do the rebroadcast, that's going to be the reason why. That's really going to be the reason why. Because we can sit back and we can let this live stream go 24/7. I love it. Dolan runs it. It's great. We sell a lot of books throughout the day. People get their questions answered. It's great. If y'all like Deshone, I would really like to ask questions and have the opportunity for my family to ask questions and get their questions answered, then y'all gonna have to show up. Y'all gonna have to show up. It's always been that way. Now, we're gonna have information everywhere for you. Free social media videos, my free masterclass is in my link in my bio. But if y'all want to keep this show going this way live and not just see 24/7 rebroadcast, then y'all gonna have to make sure y'all show up. And if we don't see the likes and we don't see the shares, then it's all good. That tells us everything we need to know. because there's nobody out there doing what we're doing right now. So if it was 20 other people doing these shows, now I understand. We got to make sure we're better than them. There's nobody doing what we're doing right now. So it's up to y'all. All right, so Dolan, let's go. TikTok question. Can I get a new lease with no money down and get the same car payment monthly, turning my lease in soon? But that depends on how good you're going to shop. See, if you got, a lot of people are going to be fooled into this conversation. Car salesman calling them saying, hey, I could get you out of your lease, keep your payment the same, and you'll be good. That's the conversation they're going to go for. Now they're going by 2021 and 2020, well, really 2021 payments, which were the highest in history. And what they're depending on is they're hoping that most people don't ask a question. You already been paying this, you already been paying the high payment. What if I could put you into 2024 for the same price? Meanwhile, those prices that you were paying were ridiculously high. All through the pandemic, most 99 probably percent of people were paying ridiculous payments. That's why I always show Bonita. So when you look at Bonita, Bonita is the one who got one of the most popular vehicles during the pandemic. It was a Kia Telluride, 2022. She got it for $600 out of pocket, $600 a month. It was like a 1.25% lease. How? Sitting at home and shopping offers. So to answer your question, don't comply. Your deal is going to be based on how well you shop. And what I'm teaching you to do is to stop going into dealers because 80% of them are overpriced. So you're going to go into a dealer, do your test drive, and then you're going to come home and you need to get at least 5 offers. Now you could do it my way. In my book, I have a strategy called the 25 to 5. We go online, we go to the dealer's websites, we put in what we want, 25 dealers' websites. It's a copy and paste template. Then we have conversations by email because out of those 25 dealers, figure about 10 are going to have a car we want. And then we're looking to get 5 to 7 offers. If you shop the right way, you're not shopping the right way if you don't see a $150 to $200 difference between your offers. You're just not shopping the right way because we know I've helped. Personally, we have about 1,600 people in our car shopping course, in my coaching program, and we probably have about 6,000 people who have my book. That's enough data for us to know when people send me their deals, 80% of dealers are overpriced. What's the message then? If you don't get 5 offers, you're going to overpay. Hands down. Not 3, not 4. Now, some people with Charles, if they're shopping for a really hot vehicle, like Charles got a Palisade a little while ago, he got 10 quotes. So he reached out to 35 dealers. But look what he's paying. $48,000, almost $49,000 vehicle, he's paying $597. And both of those deals were no money down. So if he didn't know how to shop, then he would be paying $700, $800. Some of you may be looking and saying, Deshone, man, I got a Palisade and I pay a lot more than that. Or, hey, but that's going to depend on how you shop. You must get at least 5 offers if you're truly going to see the bottom of the market, because 80% of dealers, 4 out of 5 are overpriced. So certainly you could do deals with no money down. It's not even a question. And don't pay attention to commercials, because what you'll see is neither one of those 2 deals that I just showed you were from a commercial. They'll probably, when you look at what a commercial says you can lease a Kia Telluride for, especially or a Palisade for, especially a $50,000 Palisade, it would be a lot higher than this, and it would be with 1,000 down plus tax plus fees. That's why you can't pay attention to commercials. So that's the answer. Don't pay attention to commercials and get at least 5 to 7 offers. If you do it my way, it's quick, takes about 20 minutes to contact all the dealers, and then you're using my email templates. Because what you got here, this is very important, you guys that are going to have conversations with dealers by email. You must know how to keep the conversation on your terms. You must know how to keep the conversation moving forward when people ask you, hey, can we get on the phone? Hey, can I get your phone number to call you? Hey, when can you come in? You must know how to have the conversation stay on your agenda. That's why I wrote the scripts. But even if you're not using my book and my scripts, make sure you are committed to staying the course, that you're not getting on the phone, you're not coming in, and that you're going to be shopping from home. Okay? Because salespeople will try to get you to come in. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one up. Okay. Hi, the dealer wants to run my credit card. I just watched one of your videos and you said don't let them do that. They want to run your credit card for what? Let's give Bless the chance to type. Are you purchasing something? They want to run your credit card to run your credit? Or did you mean they want to run your credit? What are they trying to run your credit for? I mean, your credit card for. Now, if you have made a deal with somebody, when we make a deal online, oh, you mean running your credit? For what? What's the purpose of you running my credit? And that's not even what the ad. See, when you request your offers, you're requesting your offers by email. And we're always telling them assume tier 1 credit. There's nothing else for us to focus on. What is the purpose? Now, again, let the 80% do what the 80% do. Lie, tell you stuff. You need to have other dealers in your inbox to know. Sometimes people say, well, Deshone, this dealer said, this one dealer said they don't lease. I said, okay. How many other dealers that you talked to said that? No one yet. Okay. When 80% of them say that, that means they don't lease that car. One dealer, they might be having customers come in, don't know what they're doing. Oh, yeah, no, we don't lease. Oh, okay. Well, I guess how much is it to purchase then? So let the 80% do what the 80% do. When we shop by the numbers, and when you shop by the numbers, you win, because if this dealer lies, the other dealers exposed that they lied. So one dealer says I can't lease, and then 4 other ones give me a lease offer. Clearly, you were lying. So don't worry about what one dealer says ever. That's why you need to be having multiple conversations at all times. Trying to get my payoff, my car finance. Shoot Jerry's. Can you put Jerry's question up from Facebook here, Dolan? Okay, trying to get my payoff. Thank you, Dolan. My car finance company says contact dealer. Should I contact dealer?